Hey everyone, what are you missing these days? I thought COVID would have diminished by now, but it's still here. I know one thing I'm missing is the good old fashioned cocktail party. You know, those lovely events where you got together with friends and talked about all kinds of things. And I can't wait for the day when we get to go back and do that. Maybe we'll have masks on, but that's okay. But I have a feeling the one thing we won't be talking about is the art of dying. Hi, I'm Jackie Madden Ha. And in this episode of What Do I Know? I want to pose a question. Why are we Americans so afraid to talk about death? We'll talk about sex, a very intimate subject, as if it was, you know, the next course in a meal. But we won't talk about death and how we want it to look for us and how we're preparing for it. There is an art to dying, and it kind of starts early. I think one of the reasons we're afraid to talk about it is because death only happens to old people, which we know isn't true. We're not ready. We have things we want to do. We're afraid of losing those we love, and it's too painful to talk about, and we just don't want to go. We're also a very young culture. We honor youth as opposed to revere the elderly. I know when I wrote my book about my father, The Promise I Kept, we were together for 9 years, and I wrote about our journey, and I sold hundreds of copies of it. But there were many times people would look at me and said, I'm buying this now, but I can't read it yet. It's too real. Yeah, death is real. Death is real. It's also a miracle if we allow it to be. So I'd love to know your thoughts on why we don't want to talk about it. Other cultures actually revere death. There are ceremonies around the dying. In many cultures, the body remains in the home for several days, and it's washed, and flowers are put on it before it's taken away. If the death happens in a home, we don't do any of those things, and I just wonder why. So for this short little episode, I'm asking you the question because I don't know. I know I felt honored and blessed to be able to take care of both of my parents and to be there when they both died. I got to see the beauty of death in those final moments. I am now not afraid to die. Like many, I'm not ready. I have things I need to do, and I want to be there for my children. But I no longer am afraid of dying. And as the years have gone by, I take little steps frequently to prepare that if something happened to me, I'm not leaving a big mess for my children. So in the weeks to come, I'd love to explore this topic because especially us baby boomers, we're getting older and there's a whole bunch of us out there. And how do we want our death to look? Do we want to be in a hospital? Do we want to be in a nursing home? I'm sure all of us want to be in a home surrounded by our loved ones. And if that's the case, how do we prepare for that? There is an art to dying. So I'm going to leave you with that thought, and I will see you next week. If you enjoy these videos, please feel free to subscribe. There's a little button there on the right. And actually, probably the way I'm looking at you is probably on that side. And as these come out, you'll be notified right away, and feel free to share. And I would love your feedback because this is one topic I don't know. All right, everybody, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.